I hope everybody hope everybody's doing well. And we are live on YouTube. We are going to wait for Demola to get on. He's actually going to be my guest today. You guys will be able to find out who he is and what he does. And again, thank you for everybody that's watching and supporting. Love the support. Me encanta. Y gracias. Because without you guys, I still would do it. But with the support from you guys, I know that there is something that we're doing here that is actually pretty positive. And I'm super excited about that. And hoping that you guys enjoy today. And hope you guys enjoy. Hope you guys enjoy every episode that I usually do. So let's see. Let me make sure. Waiting for a few people to see how this will go. I guess here in Schenectady, right, you guys, it's raining in the afternoon, rain that we actually needed. And it's actually good to have rain, right? I actually say this to my boyfriend today. I was like, I think that when it rains, it's because God is crying so much because of all the bad that's going on in this world, and he's pretty sad about it. Or we can look at it, a different way too, that God is blessing us with rain since it's actually been pretty hot weather out here in New York. And we haven't been able to enjoy that, I think, for a long time, because I've been here in this area. How long? I think I've been here pretty long. Hasina, how are you? Of course I remember you. I miss you. Thank you for watching. Make sure you stay on, okay? How are you, Hasina? How's your, how is the COVID going for you? I hope you're staying strong and active and, being a good sister and a good daughter, right? Let me know, okay? Keep commenting on a comment. I'll be able to see your response. And thank you for watching. I appreciate you actually being here. And just know that everything that I say here and I do is actually to try to support you guys, okay? Yes, I'm happy you're still subscribed to me. That's awesome. You see that? I told you, if I don't see you, where I see you before, I used to see you before, then I can see you, you can see me on YouTube and we can keep up with each other like this. So that's a good thing. Thank you for coming, okay? And thank you for watching. Do you have any questions for me? I want to be able to answer it for you before I start, okay? So I just want to go ahead and just say, again, thank you for everybody that's watching. I really appreciate it. I love my support especially from a lot of my kids. And it's really, really good to see you. And I actually appreciate it, hear from you guys. So what I was saying is, with the rain, right? We've been having pretty good weather, pretty warm weather. So we can also see that it's a blessing from God because, when it's too hot every single day or it's really hot every single day, then our plants, our trees, our, everything, our animals, insects, they need the water. So I think it's a blessing, right? That is raining. Hasina, I've been pretty good, other than dealing with my whole lower back situation, which was maybe a week, almost 2 weeks now. I've been pretty good though. I've been working out. Can you see? Have you been working out? Um, I've been staying away from people. I actually haven't met with nobody other than being with my son, my immediate family. Um, no, I actually work for, I work for Washington Irving is the tutor, okay? Classroom tutor. So that's a good thing. It's not bad. I know you're in Schenectady High now, which is awesome. I hope you're keeping up with all your schoolwork, okay? You see me, huh? You're funny. You are pretty funny. Tell me something I don't know, okay? Love responding to my comments. This is a nice conversation we're having right now. And I just gotta make sure that the person that was supposed to be on here, I don't miss him. So let's see. Okay. No, not here yet. It's okay. We'll be able to be here. I'm not. Which school? What other school? What other school? What is the other school? There's too many around here. Well, this is a good way to talk to me, okay? If you wanna keep in touch with me, just follow me on my other social media, like even Instagram. I don't know if you have Instagram. And then you can send me a private message and I'll be able to communicate with you, okay? My Instagram name is this, okay? Let me see. Okay. So today my guest, today my guest is supposed to be Demola, who is actually, I follow him on social media. He's actually known as like a violinist, violinist. So he plays the violin with a lot of songwriters and artists that we know. And I was actually gonna play one of his songs right here. Okay, I'm gonna do it right now and hopefully we'll see. He's actually logging in, so that is a good thing. He's actually gonna play the violin with us, okay? So you guys, this is a good one for you guys to be watching, okay? But here goes something that he is actually on Spotify and you can find it. And it's the song name is GBED by Demola. Okay, so I'm gonna play that song right now. I'll be right back. Okay, no problem. Okay. He has entered the building. Let me see. Where is he? Message. Okay. Hello, Demola. Okay, it's connecting. So this.
Hey, what's up?
How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
That's good. We are actually live on YouTube right now. So
Oh, for
just,
real?
yes, we are. Okay. So you're like 11 minutes late, but we'll call it as an artist thing that they're always late for everything, right?
Yeah, I was trying to log into I had a problem trying to log in,
Yes,
so
no problem. No problem. It's okay. Everybody's excited. So I know that I posted on my social media for them to come and actually watch us do this.
all right.
And I just want to say thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for doing this. I really, really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
So let's get started, okay? So Demola, I know that I was following you on TikTok. When I first heard about you, it was just through TikTok. It's just the fact that the way you play your violin, and then I follow you on Instagram now. And I
Thank
really
you.
like I really like how you stand out. You're very, very different. And to me, I was like, okay, let me see if I can, write to you. And that's when I wrote to you to see if you can actually come into my, YouTube live now so that you can actually talk to a lot of my young followers and even, kids who look like us. I'm 100% Latina. I'm sure 100% from Nigeria, right? Um, and just having somebody like you just be successful in what it is that you want to do, that's awesome. That's a good representation, and hearing it from you coming from somebody who's doing it is even better.
Yeah.
Yes. So I will just introduce you, and then you can introduce yourself a little bit more after from what you sent me. So your name is Demola, and they know you as Demola the violinist. Violinist. You're a musician, songwriter, multi-instrumentalist. You are also known as an Afro-pop vocal artist.
Yeah.
You're airing internationally, and you was actually formerly represented by Matthew Knowles, which was the father and former manager of Beyonce and Destiny's Child.
Yeah.
Um, so, and you was born in Lagos, Nigeria. So to me, all of that is like capturing. So how about you introduce like, if you want to, you can play something a little bit so that you can show your talent, and then you can talk a little bit if you want.
Not a
We'll go
problem.
from there.
I'm gonna play something a little bit later. I'm just
Okay.
gonna right now. Okay, so my name is Demola. That's how it's pronounced, but whichever way you pronounce it, whichever way you spell it, is all welcome. Um, but it's Demola. That's it. So long as you get the spelling, you're fine.
Okay.
Um, yeah, you're good. I'm from Nigeria. I was born in Nigeria. I was raised in Nigeria. I started doing music, back home in West Africa, Nigeria, and then I used to tour. I started off as a classical violinist, and then I was doing classical, I was doing jazz. I was playing the orchestra, I was playing solo violin, I was playing the string quartet, I was touring, doing all of that. But I've always wanted to do my own music. I've always wanted to do music that relates to my generation.
Mm.
And I want to do music that you and I were like, oh, I heard that on the radio. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
some, what I'm saying? You'll be like, oh, I don't want you to start asking me what song is that. I'm like, hey, it was written in the 16th or 17th century or 18th century, which is good. Don't get me wrong, but I just wanted to do something that appeals more to my generation and cuts across diverse cultures. Because listening to music, I have like an ear for different music. I listen to music across all genre of music, all genre, hip hop, R&B, dancehall, reggaeton, reggae,
Mm-hmm.
dubstep, everything, and I just wanted to make music that everyone can relate to. And when I picked up the violin, that was my goal. And then I started teaching myself how to do all of that. And apparently, right now, I can play any music. I just need to listen to it and vibe to the song. And secondly, I write my own songs. I write films. I write songs for like movies. I have film music that I'm presently working on. I'm a songwriter. I write songs for artists. I'm a music producer. I make beats. I compose songs. I work with bands and create sounds and music and all of that. And then I'm a songwriter. you know, like I write specific songs for artists, or write specific theme songs for, projects and all of that. And then I'm an artist. I'm an artist, which is the main thing because I
Yes.
sing songs, I write my songs, but I sing more of Afro pop. So it's a
Yes.
fusion of pop music, you know, and Afro beats and Afro beats or Afro sound or anything Afro and pop. And it's a fusion of different sounds, that cuts across not just people in diaspora or Western music, but cuts across, people who have the Afro, centric sound. So it's a merge of both worlds, and that's what I do when I sing. Other than that, I know I play the violin. Everyone knows that. So on social media just to keep, make people see me and make people get to know me other than checking out my music on Spotify. I do like popular music, covers of songs, and I just
Yes. And
play them.
that's actually a pretty good way to actually get attention from people, especially you actually have to be a good marketing individual, especially if you're doing everything for yourself. But what's more intriguing to me is just or even for I think for our listeners is, did you at a young age in Nigeria, did you naturally cut up to the rhythm and beats and you just wanted to play instruments, or did you have to work hard in certain parts of that?
Yeah, I had to work hard, but this is how it is, you know. Um, I grew up listening to my mom and my dad. They love music. They listen to music across the continent, listen to music across the world, So I grew up healthy. It's
Mm,
healthy music. I was listening to classical music. At
okay.
the same time, I listen to jazz music. I wake
Mm,
up this morning, I'm listening to reggae. The next moment, I'm listening to Fuji, or I'm listening to Afro beats by Fela, or I'm listening to Afro high life. Next moment, I'm listening to salsa. So I
mm,
listen to music across the board, and that actually helped my musical appetite to be able to understand different sounds while I was growing. So, but I've always loved to entertain when I was young. When I was young, I always pick up like a demo guitar, like a toy guitar, and just
okay.
and just play the guitar and swing. I always liked to do that. So
Yes,
probably the entertainer when I was young, I'll pick up an look like that. But I
that's awesome.
actually wanted to play the guitar.
Mm-hmm.
Now I play the guitar, but the violin is it for me. I wanted to play the bass guitar because I like groove and rhythm and so I'm like, ah. So I like to groove and sound, And when I started doing, when I picked up, I didn't want to play the violin until my brother started playing classical piano. And then we used to dance and sing and do all of that together. And then, you know, and he wanted me to play classical music, and I did not want to play classical music. I didn't want to play the violin. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
I want to play bass or drum or, but he was like, do it. And then we got into it, and I said, okay, I'll pick it up. So I picked it up in church, and then a couple of his friends were like, okay, this is how to play, this is what to do. And I'm like, after a while, I started picking up the instrument by myself and just started figuring it out. I learned my skill because in school I did music, theory of
Mm.
music, so theory of music worked well for me a little bit, I picked it up. So I figured out my skills and figured out my all of that. And over time, I started playing, songs that I hear on radio. My friends would be like, "Oh, I heard that song on radio." I'm like, "Okay," and people are like, "Oh, you play the violin, you plays well." So I'm like, "Okay."
Yeah.
When I play the what's that, they're like, "That's cool." When I play the hymns, they're like, "That's cool." But when I play a song that they hear on radio, everyone is like, I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, and I like that because I liked going to like parties and so that's how it all started for me, but it was not easy, it was never easy for me because it was a very tough one. I had to, figure out violin is a very hard instrument. I can't lie to you. You know, it's a very technical instrument. You need to pay attention to it. And that was one of the major reasons why I really delved more into classical music, because that's where I could get the techniques and the style and the sound and interpretation of music, and start playing the orchestra, and then my ears and horizons were open. And when I listen to music right now, I'm listening to the whole elements, and I'm like, okay, why did the person sing this way? Why did the person play this way? So when I pick my instrument, I actually want to sound exactly like the way the person
Mm,
sang it. And that's why when I play, people say, oh, you're actually singing with your instrument. Yes, because that's the aim, to play a song that touches you in such a way that the singer wanted it, or the songwriter wanted you to feel it. And I actually learned that from classical music. You know, and I have
mm.
to put my own stuff, you know, put my own understanding and characterization. I call it characterization of music. It's characterizing the music. I can play the same song in 5 different ways. It depends on
Yeah.
the kind of emotion I want to convey, you know, onto you. And that's how it is, you know. So it was tough. It's been hard. You know, it's not been easy, the music journey, but you got to
Yeah,
keep
I
going.
was, yeah, and wow, like, I mean, hearing all of that is like pretty good, and I hear your passion for music and just in
Thank
general
you.
how um, you actually really enjoy it, and that's something that is hard to even get with some people now. Like they say, I really love this, but they're not. You don't really hear it from their heart. You know, you don't really see it. So like even like my boyfriend, who is personal trainer, he actually like he loves working out, like loves working out, but you can see it by the way he works out, you can see it by the way he consistently does it every single day, you know, and how he helps even clients from before, help them change their, you know, their physique and what it is that they wanted to do. So his passion, he's always talking about it. Now with you, I know that a lot of a young, I wanted to ask you, a lot of our young viewers, and I personally know even young kids who are really good at songwriting, are really good at um, music, like with the rhythm and everything, but because they might be in a situation of like in a dark situation within themselves, whether it's emotionally, whether it's like not thinking, you know, like properly, like they're getting themselves in trouble in school, they're getting suspended, but you can see that talent within them. What is it that you can tell them and say to them that will actually help them pursue their talent, you know what I mean, their love for music? Because I work with somebody personally, and he is a good writer. He already has put some music out for himself, like he hasn't put it out.
Mhm.
um but there is never that part of how is it that you can help somebody, a young like a young, you know, like middle school, high school individual, keep working hard to pursue that dream, to keep going, because it's not just gonna come. You know,
Yeah.
you might have support systems, like your parents could support you, your brother could support you, the school could support you, but if you ultimately are making bad choices over bad choices over bad choices, you're, you know, even if you're good at it, you're never gonna really what make it right, however it is that you want to do it. So what is your advice with that?
Okay, so that's a tough one. I mean, I can just talk and give
Hmm.
you a generic answer, and I'll be like, yo, motivate yourself, don't never give up, have faith, blah blah blah. I can see all of that, but I understand where you're coming from, because I grew up in the hood.
Mm,
I grew up in the ghetto, you know, and it was tough. It was really really tough for me growing up. You know what I'm saying? So, when I see stuff like that, or when I hear people talk about, you know, young ones and how to motivate them and all of that, I think of it in a very different perspective, because
mm,
there are rich kids who have access to people like me. They can come to watch me at shows because their parents can afford to fly them down to come watch me and come watch many other musicians, top musicians across the world. They can have
yes.
access to backstage passes to meet us and have us talk to them one on one, because you know they have the money.
Yeah.
But what are the people who don't have the money? That's it. For me, that's it. And
Yes.
you know, my last show, I had like two kids, flew down from different cities. Their parents brought them backstage. I didn't even know them. Yeah, their parents spoke with the promoter and they had access to meet me backstage. And I spoke with them and they were crying and motivated and all of that. And I felt good. I felt happy about it. But I also felt like what are the millions of other kids out there that can only reach out to me on social media or don't even have access to phones, but
Yeah.
love my sound and download the music. Okay, so this happened 3 weeks ago. I got a DM from some random person. He's like, yo, I don't know. I just stumbled onto you on Instagram and blah, blah, blah. And he said, I'm like, okay. So, I have a lot of DMs. So I'm just responding to him. And he's like, your song, plays. You did a cover of one of our songs from Tanzania, like 2 or 3 years ago. And he still plays on TV, still plays on radio. And I never knew it was you until I just got my phone a few days ago and I just joined Instagram. And now I'm
Mm,
so happy to find
mm.
you because he searched for the song and found me. And I'm like, that was 3 years ago. He's been hearing it. And he's like, there are a lot of kids, that love your sound and love your stuff, and they can't have access to it. So, the only thing I can say is, for people who have that, who don't have the support system,
Yes.
is don't give up. And when I say don't give up, I really mean it. Don't give up, because there were times when I picked up my instrument. First time I started playing the violin, I never had my instrument.
Mm.
I had to rely on the church. And at a point in time, I couldn't even play in the church. And I had to look for someone from nowhere. After like few months of not playing the instrument, someone from nowhere gave me, an old woman loaned me an instrument for 2 years. And for 1 year. And I had to pay because I had to work clean, do menial jobs to pay for the violin back. But now I look at it and I'm like, it paid off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now I have so many violins, now I'm touring, I'm traveling. And when people say don't give up, they really don't understand. But I come from that same place y'all are coming from.
And do you mind just sharing that experience? Just because I know the kids even listening, they'll be like, oh no, that person hasn't struggled like I have. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So like I even for myself, I've shared it where I've come from a third world country, Guatemala, and
yeah,
I was homeless. My parents were alcoholic. I went from orphanage to orphanage. I had no education because my parents were poor, dirt poor. And then one day in one of the orphanage, me and my brother and sister were adopted. So we came here to America. So because I already had experienced the bad in the world and that not so good in the world, I took advantage of that second opportunity of coming to America and actually getting an education, learning English, and becoming something for myself. And I know that even throughout that, I went through, some depression with myself, like who am I, what am I supposed to be, who are that, because I was not surrounded by people who spoke Spanish. I was surrounded by people who I didn't like, people who had money, and that's not where I came from, right? So it was a
right.
whole different world. But even with the struggles, like, no, there's been times where I just want to give up. I just want to say, hey, it's not worth it. I was so close to giving up so many times in my life that then I was like, you know what? No, tomorrow is going to be a better day. Let me just pick up. Let me just keep going. Can you share a few of those experiences that you had that you was like, yeah, this is not gonna happen. I'm gonna give up. You
Okay,
was that.
so yeah. So there was when I thank you for, I want to say thank you for, asking me these questions, because these are the kind of questions I feel like, for people who come from places like us,
Yes.
you know, they don't, they need it. All my life, first of all, I started, my dad was rich a little bit, and then I lost my dad when I was young, and everything subsided, and I moved from the city to the slum. So I lived in the hood. But I had a very hardworking mom. She worked so hard and made sure that she did everything she could do to send me and my siblings to school and
Mm,
get quality education. But there were several times, I didn't even know I was going to go to college at a point in my life, because she did everything she could do. But I was like, yo, listen, I have to work myself through to get into college. And you know what paid my whole tuition in college? It was through
your
my
instrument.
violin. It was through my violin. Because
Yes.
I started playing the violin, and it was tough for me when I started playing. I didn't even have an instrument. I would tell you something. So I would I would take the violin in church because they're gonna close the church down and everyone's not gonna be available. I'll take the church violin and go hide it somewhere.
Oh my gosh.
I'll go
Wow.
hide the violin somewhere where the so they will count all the violins, but sometimes they'll be like, they can't find the violin. So when they close it later in the midnight, I'm gonna come out of the ghetto. Only me in the thickest night, walk back to where I hid it, pick it out, and take it. I don't take it home. I stay in the midnight at the gate of the church. In the midnight, I was 12, 1. I was so young. And then I practice it and keep it down there because I never believed in stealing. So I never took it
Mm.
home. It was just somewhere in the church. So I'll practice and keep it back there and no one could find it. That was what I
Mm.
was doing every time until one particular day, they stopped me and they'd be like, some security men stopped me and be like, what are you doing here? Who are you? Blah, blah, blah. This why I was a young person. So they're like, I'm harmless. I told them I'm harmless. I can't do anything. I have this instrument. Oh, where did you steal this instrument from? You blah, blah, blah. We're going to take you to the station. I'm like, take me. I'll just play in the cell. And they were looking at me like, I played something for us. And I played a couple Christian songs and I played some songs that they could listen to on the radio. And they were like, wow. So they started protecting me every night. Anytime I
Yeah.
come to practice, they'd be like, oh, that's the boy. He's coming. This is at 12:05.
Wow.
Now, my mom wouldn't know that I've sneaked out of the house because I tell her, oh, I want to study up. And she goes to bed. Then I sneak out of the house to go practice for an hour in the midnight when I come back.
Wow.
I walk,
Wow.
I walk 15 minutes and 15 minutes back.
And how long did you did that for?
I mean,
Like,
I did that for like 2 months, eight
mm-hmm.
weeks consecutively until, something happened somewhere and someone got a violin. I was like, I was going to loan you a violin. It was an old woman. And then she loaned me the violin and a friend of mine helped me fix it. And I had a violin. And I was fortunate that because I was practicing steady because I loved it.
Yeah.
And I became so good, in such a short time that my first gig ever was the first time I met my president of my country
Wow.
ever.
That is awesome.
And that and,
Wow.
and, and that and that changed my life. Okay, so this is what happened. When the guy's like, one of the guys like, I know a friend of mine who needs we need a lot of instrument, we need enough people to play this, but we have very few people in the country. And so people are playing for, it was Independence Day of the country. So people were playing for bigger artists and all of that. And they needed some other people to play national anthem and play other people, and they didn't find any musician. So my friend was like, he was like a big bro. He was like, I know somebody that's this good. Y'all need to come to the church. So they came to the church in the night. Then I had already gotten that violin. So I already had my violin. I didn't need to do all of that. So I was practicing 9 in the morning to 6 p.m. every day. 9 in the morning
Wow.
to 6 p.m. every day. I was doing that. I just finished high school then. So I was
Mm.
practicing every day. And so when they came, they were like, okay, let's do it. Oh, you have your violin. Play something for us. So I played the national anthem. I played a couple other songs. And they were like, he sounds good. We'll use him.
Oh my
So
gosh.
and that was it. So I didn't know what the event was. No one told me what it was. So I was happy. I got home. I'm like, Mommy, I got my first gig. I got my first gig. I got my first gig. I'm going to get paid. And she was looking at me like, okay. She was happy. But she was like, where did you get this whole excitement? You didn't want to play the violin before. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm going to get paid. I wasn't even thinking of the money.
Yeah.
I didn't know how much the money was, but I knew I was going to at least get something because I was working at a restaurant, cleaning. I was selling. I was working for like a place where they sell stuff. So I sell stuff for them and I come back and I was doing all of that to just keep. So I had a job that was going to keep me from 7 in the morning till 9 at night
Wow.
every day. And I had to choose between that job and my violin.
Wow. So
So
you like believed in
I
yourself.
believe so much that no, this violin, and I told them, I'm like, this job is going to stop me from, pursuing my music career. And now is the time I have it. I just finished high school. You know what? I'm going to do this over
Wow.
this. And the guy who got me the job was like, he was so furious and he was so upset. And he was like, you know what? I don't want to talk to you anymore. I'm like, okay, no problem. He's like, I'll give you 3 months. If you come back to me to beg for a job, I'm going to whoop your ass. I'm like, I'm not going to come back to you to beg for a job. This instrument I'm holding is going to, I didn't know anything. I just had a strange belief that, and it was less than 5 days, these people came to do an audition for me in my church. They just listened to me and I played and that was it. And then when my friend was like, congratulations, it was like a big bro to me. He also played, was good. Like, congratulations. I'm like,
Wow.
and And 3 days, I mean, 1 week later, they sent me, tickets and sent me stuff and rehearsal pieces. And I took my time. I killed the rehearsal pieces. I killed it. Every time. That was the first time I was gonna stay in a hotel room. So the
Wow, that is awesome.
so I was. It was a whole. It was for like a ghetto boy who was living in the slum. I had to like
Mm,
walk. Sometimes I don't have like my shoe was torn and all of that. But it was for me first time I was in the turbos. I'm like, what's this about? And I got to the hotel, like, this is your hotel room. And I'm like, only me? I'm like, yeah. I told my guy, I'm like, I don't understand what's happening. It's like, don't worry, this is it. And so I practiced. Every time in the night I was practicing,
mm,
practicing. And the first time we were going to have the first rehearsal, the major guys were going to play were not around. So they were like, okay, so which other violins were you? And that was the first time, and they moved me to the front. And I had to take the seat of the first, and they were like, can you play the solo? They were like, he's a newbie, he's just a beginner. I'm like, I'll try it. And I played it well.
wow.
And the organizer of the show, was so impressed. And because it was a national thing for the country. And he's like, you know what? I'm going to take this risk. I'm going to put you on the first seat alongside if these other guys don't come. So on the day of the show, these guys didn't really come. So I had to play the part. And that was it for me. I played it. And after that, the president came, shook everyone in the orchestra, and shook me. And he was like, oh, you did so well. How old are you? And I told him, he was like, oh, you're so young. I'm like, thank you. And that was it. They broadcasted it on the country. He got on, and everyone was like, oh, that's the young boy. That's the young boy. And that was it. That's how I got my second gig was also for the ex-president. And after that, it was all history. So I started saving up money to go into college. I started saving up
Yes.
money from that. So long story, it's been a whole lot of roller coaster, but if I begin to go into all these details, sometimes it makes me feel emotional, and I'm like, wow.
No, and you feel emotional because you actually made decisions based on you, like what is it that you truly wanted to do, and you notice for yourself that you actually have a talent. Because if you knew that you did not have a talent, I don't think a lot of people will say, yeah, let me quit my job right now. You know what I mean? Um, 9 to 5 or
Yeah,
not, 7 to 5 or to 9. But even with what you're sharing, to a lot of kids, I feel like a lot of our kids now with this generation, they lack that self-confidence. It's like they wait for other people to tell them, yes, you're good, yes, you can do it, because either they hear it, or they see some social media that some people who are not really true of who they really are, how they look, how they do things. They only show the fantastic time. They don't really show the struggle that comes to becoming that individual, like like somebody one day they will look at this video and they'll be like, wow, look at them a lot, but you could be this huge star later on in life.
it
and
happened.
and the thing is that we all have to do things how we feel. We have to believe in ourselves, and we have to be unique. And that's what I like about you, because you're unique with your violin, and
Like,
you're not even trying to be anybody else. You're not trying to represent anybody else. And especially with our with COVID-19 happening, with all of the racism, the anti, all of these
yeah.
not supportive, I guess, situations that are going on for us is African Americans and Latinos and minorities. I
Mhm.
feel like you're just an example of how, like, I tell a lot of my young viewers, and even anybody, you have to believe in yourself, or you have to also surround yourself with people who believe in you, like your mom. you know
Yes.
Also, because if your mom would have been like, no, what, you crazy boy, you're not gonna stop working, you better go to work tomorrow, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
she supported you. So that also has like a huge impact. But I want to say to a lot of the kids, this is why I have people like you, like, as my guest, not because I'm all of that. I'm actually nobody knows about me, but the thing is that I'm always trying to bring authenticity
I mean, I
and
know about you.
realistic. Yeah, well, I
I know
think
about you.
You know, you found me because I even like, I saw your talent, your page, and I was like, wow, this person is really like somebody who can inspire other young viewers. And you know, you can relate to many of us, you can relate to many of our kids nowadays. And I even like searched your song on Spotify, your new song. I actually was playing it. Oh, let me see. I was playing.
Oh, that's the one I did that with the video.
Yeah. So like I found it and I was like, yes, I'm gonna like play and I'm gonna support you and just support anything that you do from now on, because I'm like, we need more people like you to represent more of our kids, because we need more people who like believe in their kids, believe in themselves, like they have to push themselves in some sort of way. And I think that you have something with that, like you can share. So you guys definitely follow him, Demola, the violinist, on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. You will really like enjoy his videos, and really like, I think that if you write to him too, he will be very responsive to you too. So
Thank you.
you know what I mean? But did you want to play a little bit?
I mean, what do you want me to play? You want me to play Despacito? What do you want me
Despacito, let's go. Despacito. That's a good one. I'll play a few. Oh no, did it stop? This is so cool. I hope you guys are enjoying it.
Did I lose you?
Oh my gosh. Yes, that was really, really good. Wow, that's amazing.
Thank
So
you.
now let me ask you one question. How is it you work with? Like people like request you to go to their parties, their events, and they pay you, or you have like a certain charge, or you just go by how is it that how does that work?
Okay. I'm signed to a label. I'm signed
Okay.
to a label, and I have a management. So I really don't handle businesses. Excuse me. I don't handle like my businesses. So anything that has to do with, oh, we want to book you for fest, because I play in festivals. I play in tours, shows. I have my own stuff too. But things have been closed down because of the pandemic. But
Yes.
I also play like private events. Depends. It depends on the kind of private events. So a lot of weddings. People be like, oh, we want you for a wedding. We want you for anniversary. We want you for a corporate event. We want you like for a music festival. Everything goes to my management.
Mm,
So and then they handle the whole bookings, and you know, I just come refer you to them from social media. If you come via social media, refer you to them. They handle all of that. I do with music.
okay, that's awesome. And now even with your because you say you're signed to a label, are you able to keep your uniqueness? Like you have people who support you for who you want to be as an artist. And like if you wanted to do anything um for kids, do they support you with that too?
Can you see me?
You froze a little bit, but now I can see you. Yes.
Okay, so what happened was what was the question again? I'm trying to remember.
So
Yeah,
no.
so yeah, I have freedom to do what I want to do. You know,
Okay.
I create my music. I'm like, yo, I wrote this song. Let's listen to it. I'm like, I made this music. I get into the studio. I mean, I've been making music before I even got signed to the label. So
Yeah.
they've seen my works. They've
Yeah.
seen they've seen everything. Like most of the stuff I've done before. So they'd be like, yo, so they trust me on that. Like, oh, he's not an artist who doesn't know what he's doing. He's an artist who
Yeah.
actually just needs a push, and that's the financial push and the financial backing, and okay, proper management. That's it.
Yeah.
So they let me do what I feel like I should do. I mean, they give me options. Oh, what do you think about this? What do you think about this? They give me, all of that. But other than that, I'm good. You
Okay.
know,
That's good to hear because then if you're not being authentic to your own music after you're assigned to a label, then it kind of makes puts you in a box, right?
put you in the box. Yeah, put you in
And
the
it's
wrong
a
position.
yeah, and as a musician or even an artist, and if you're trying to be unique and you're different, you want to keep reaching to people like yourself, people who look like you, like kids who look like you and look up to you. And if they see that you can do it, I am sure like a lot of them are gonna be like, yes, I want to just be like Demola, the violinist, like I'm gonna be even better or something like that, right?
A lot of kids, like back home in Africa, back home in Nigeria, West Africa, a lot of people in Africa be like now beginning to see the violin different, and I
Yes.
have a I have a whole fan base and whole young people who are actually looking up onto me and, see, look, he's actually creating the path for us. He's setting the pace for us, so, I mean, it's really a blessing. I would say it's a blessing and, all we just, on the other business side, just strategy and all of that. But as regards creativity,
Yes.
they allow me to do what I need, what I feel and what I enjoy to do.
Yeah, that creativity and also just what was I gonna say? Do you think you see yourself like if somebody was to come to you if one day I say, hey, would you like mentoring this one child? If they want to talk to you and you can mentor them, would you be open to that too?
Yeah, I actually have I'm mentoring a lot. I have a lot of people I mentor right now, you know,
Okay.
and they are all multicultural from different parts of, different
Okay.
ethnicities, white, Hispanic, black, African, all of that.
And what
I
yeah,
teach students and I mentor a couple artists too, so
yeah. I was gonna say you have such a like a big platform. Like you are not like stuck in one and like you cannot just do one thing. You are able to even with this whole COVID-19, right? A lot of people had to reinvent themselves to be able to make it financially too. Um but I see that with you, I feel like you have the platform of, being you, the artist. You're making your income with being an artist and being signed to a label, but also you can mentor kids and it's like tutoring, you're tutoring kids one on one, which also brings you a different type of, is supporting you financially too, but you're also doing good to other children. You're helping kids, young entrepreneurs too. And I think that even online, I think you will make a huge difference too, because it's like, okay, you guys, maybe if you have middle school or high school, but even elementary kids who love, there's some kids who are very smart out there, and you will be like, okay, take your violin out, and then they'll start just playing. It's like a little playground, like for them, with you being the teacher and the tutor. I think that you have so much potential and so much good to bring to the world. So,
Thank you so much.
keep
I appreciate
keep
that.
keep being open and keep being down to earth, because I know that some people, when they hit a certain success, they forget, about this time, and I know that maybe, you're still, I can tell that you're still very humbling too. So that's really nice to hear.
I lost you. Sorry, you froze for a minute.
Yeah, I think you have to keep shaking your mouth for the computer not to freeze you. Yeah, from the computer. So you have to keep doing that. That's why I keep doing it to myself too. Um, yeah. Yes, no, the mouse and the computer. So yeah. Um, so did you hear what I said about just the potential that you have to make a difference in a lot of kids?
Yeah,
And
you said that. I heard that part before you froze.
yeah,
And I
and that,
appreciate you. And I thank you so much for finding out that. I appreciate you for. I do a lot of, other than music and all of that. I do a lot of talking to kids and teaching. I teach. I do private teaching when I'm free, when I'm not touring,
yeah.
when I'm not having shows. I have like a few students I teach. And like I said, I'm multicultural from different backgrounds. And I mean, it's inspiring to create new people, create, help create their sound and help create their.
I think he froze again.
I like to teach.
Yeah, I
I like,
think you froze at one point.
yeah, like I was saying, I was saying I like to teach.
Mhm.
I like to, inspire young people. I like to, I just want to see everybody win, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's something that works with me. I just want people to win. I just want people to be successful. So when I see a kid who is talented, or a kid comes to me and says, oh, or the parent of the kid comes and be like, oh, the mother wants, you know, all I just look for is just
That is weird. Hmm. Now I can see you.
right.
Keep it. Now you said when parents come to you
Yeah,
about.
about their kids and all of that. I teach when I'm free, when I have time. I just look for passion and I look for talent.
Mm,
Once I
and
find both of them, or I find either of them.
yeah. Now, what do you see? How would you define passion? Because so many kids have talent, and they might be doing something just because they want to either make their parents happy. How do you distinguish that once you meet a kid? Like you say, this kid is just doing that just to please his parents or just to please other people, but he really doesn't want to do it. He or she doesn't want to do it.
I mean, some people can't pretend for long. You
Mm,
know, I mean, I've been teaching for a long time. I was practically 3 months old on my violin when I started teaching, because when I started doing all those midnight playing and I started playing in the church, a lot of people started saying, "Oh, I want to learn, I want to learn, I want to learn, I want to learn." And I'm like, "Oh, I really don't know how to play, so but I can teach you the little that I know."
Yeah.
and 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 that is how we started building the church. We started building, and a lot of people started coming. And I'm a free person. I like people. I
Yeah.
like, so let's vibe, no problem. Let's teach. So, some of them had their parents bought instruments for them, and I was teaching. So I've been teaching for a long time, and I've been able that when I find someone, these kids can't pretend. You can't,
Mm.
and if you're an adult, you can't pretend for long too. You
Yes.
find that from this is from first class, I just feel it. Just the same
Yeah.
way you feel like I have passion for this stuff. You know, that's the
Yeah.
same way
I
I feel
can
it.
tell. Yeah. You
You
can
can
definitely
feel it.
tell.
It's an energy. It's an energy that, it hits you differently, and you'll be like, this person really likes this thing.
Mm.
And then, you begin to teach and pay attention to that. Oh, the person likes it. And sometimes people come up to me and be like, I really want to learn how to play. And the reason why they want to learn how to do is for money. You know,
Mm.
you know. I
And
mean, it's
money
not,
doesn't buy you happiness.
if that's what you want to do, okay. But it's just gonna take you to a point. It's not gonna take you far.
Yeah. So you
You know,
do it for passion.
you have to love it. The money comes with it.
Yeah.
You have to love what you do, because I mean, people like me, I'm blessed in such a way because I do what I love to do and I'm paid for it.
Yeah.
Imagine you pay me to practice. While I'm performing, I'm enjoying myself. I don't know if you understand. I'm enjoying myself and I'm playing. And I like to make people happy. So you're happy while I'm playing and everyone is dancing, everyone is vibing, or I'm making you feel, a certain time where I'm trying to make you feel nostalgic, or I'm trying to make you feel, you know, melancholy. It depends on whatever. And I'm able to convey that emotions via my sound or while I'm on stage with my band singing, I'm a violin. You feel it. It just hits you. It
Yeah.
makes me happy. And at the long run, I'm cashing out. I'm like, okay, it's two ways. You can't find that anywhere. So that's
Yeah.
what I let people know. Like, you have to enjoy the music. Forget about your audience. First of all, enjoy the music you do.
Mm.
Your audience are gonna feel the music once you enjoy it.
Yeah.
Then concurrently, make them enjoy the music. So while you're enjoying the music gets into you, and it evokes some kind of energy and some kind of aura. And then when you look at your people and you're making this music to these people feel it. It comes out a different way. Music is spiritual. People don't get it. It's not mechanics. It's not physics. It's not chemistry. It's a combination of every science and every spiritual whatever that you can think of. I'm not into all of that. All I just know is it comes out of me differently, and I
Yeah.
cannot explain it. And so passion, that's it. You feel it. You just know when you're doing something that you love. This person really loves this.
That is funny. Now, one last question for you, okay? How
uh,
would you, because my son is actually 10 years old,
uh,
he is 50% Guatemalan and he's 50% Haitian from
mm,
Haiti. So his father's from Haitian and they speak Creole.
mm,
Um, and my son, of course, he has the natural rhythm of music. He can catch a beat like that.
that's good.
Um, but I know that even with, like our kids now, like just they want to just sit down and watch TV. And I know we were young too. Like we don't want to do maybe nothing at one point. We just wanted to chill. We just wanted to watch something. We were just going through our own growth spurt, right? Um, how do you think? What is your advice? Because I know that he has played the piano, he played the trombone, he cut it on pretty quickly too. And now he's playing the drums, um and I'm having him like practice every day, mostly every day. For I say, hey, watch something that you like, a song that you like, and just practice, or watch somebody that's doing a beat that you like and just practice. um how would you keep encouraging someone like who is 10 years old, like my son, to keep practicing so that one day they notice that they like it, or they might not like it, because I'm not trying to force my son to do something he never wants to do. But I know that if he's already good at it, why not help him pursue it, right?
Yeah. So that's where parenting comes in.
Yeah.
I don't have a child right now, but I've been able to raise orchestras with kids, and
Hmm.
I've been able to raise, so teaching, parenting, teaching, all of that, fall in the same bracket. And I've been able to take kids from homes, slums, and bring them to the church and be like, okay, the parents are like, we trust you with the mother. The mother has a
Mm.
good reputation and a good, So we trust you with the money, and I've been able to raise them. And now these people are actually doing well for themselves as musicians. I mean,
Wow.
as musicians, you know, and the parents, they can't pay me back.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of them, if you follow me well on Instagram, you see a lot of them comment on my stuff, and it gives me joy. I post them, I share their stuff on my story. Now, back to it. You as a person, all you need to do, because when we're kids, we get easily distracted.
Very.
Only few times do you find a kid just loves something, and even with that, you see keeping doing that same thing constantly. It's only very few percentage. You have to make sure. A lot of times, kids don't know what they want to do.
Mm.
Sometimes they really don't know what they like. They only
Yep.
know what they like for a moment. So you have to look at it and find those virtues. Only a few kids just stick to something and love that thing, and they be like, "Oh, it makes your work easy." But most times, you have to push them. You have to make them do it over time. Make them do this, make them do that, make them learn this language, make them learn. Over time, they begin to form. And when they begin to form, then they begin to have a direction and begin to have a real feeling, not just not just an ephemeral or temporary. What do we kids like? We like to play.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah.
what we want to do.
Yeah. Yes.
Music is playing and working at the same time.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, so it's stressful. It makes them feel like all right. You need to experience, keep them going, keep them doing it, keep them. I didn't want to play the violin. Like I said, I did not like the violin. I fought my brother over playing the violin.
Wow. Yeah.
I wanted to play the guitar, and I didn't even want to play the guitar like guitar. I just wanted to sing and play and be good. Now I'm a whole musician. And my brother didn't want me to, my brother just wanted me to play the violin in church with him. That's all.
Mm.
Just because of fun. Let's just do something together because that's my only brother. We always did everything together. If he was dating a girl, I'll go look for the girl's friend or the girl's younger sister. I mean, everything together as
Yeah.
brothers. But over time, and I have friends like that, violinists, drummers, who actually love what they do right now, and it's actually feeding them, but their parents made them. The same thing with going to school. Kids don't like to go to school. Kids
Yeah.
don't like to do their homework. But all
No.
of a sudden, those same kids, only very few of them, but those same kids are the doctors you see tomorrow. Those same kids
Mm.
are the Steve Jobs. The same kids are the owner of Amazon. Those same kids are the entrepreneur. It is the same way. Over time,
Mm.
when they form, some kids, it takes them a long time to form. Some kids at the very early stage already know what they want to do. There's
Yeah.
no going back.
Yeah.
But while they're forming, help them, expose them to see. If you expose a kid to a lot of stuff, then you give yourself more chances, of finding out, okay, this is what he truly likes. But if you expose a kid like just to one thing, in his mind, that's just that one thing. So that's why in school you do maths, you do English, you do other language, you do this, you do that, you do that. You just to form the child,
Mm.
to form the child. Same way, play this instrument, play that instrument, expose them to music classes. Over time,
Yeah.
they'll be like, I think I want to play the drums. And they play the drums for a while. And they'll be like, I think I want to try the guitar. And they
Yeah.
begin to, over time, and then that same kid might become a whole producer that can play the drum, play the piano, play the guitar, play the violin, play the trombone, and be like, okay, I want to be a full music producer. And they become and start making beats tomorrow. I want to be a
Wow.
band director. I want to be a music director. I want to write films. I want to, you see that? So
Yeah.
just keep encouraging him, keep exposing him to everything that you can expose, and look for those things that he spends most of his time on by himself. Sometimes this is how I find when I'm teaching kids. They get lost.
Mm.
Just the same way they play, they get lost in some things that they like. Those 2 minutes of them trying to figure out something by themselves without me even saying anything to them. And I'm like,
Wow.
what are you going to do? I'm trying to get it. That's it. He has this beginning to build a passion for it. That is something that is getting his attention. So
Mm.
whatever gets the attention, watch them well.
Okay.
The attention is just for a short period. They don't have that long span of attention. Whatever gets their attention for a short period of time and keeps them serious and not
Okay.
acting like kids like they are. Watch that stuff. When you
Okay.
watch it, like it happens first time, it happens second time, it happens third time. push him towards that direction. There's something he's trying to gain from it. There's something he actually really likes, but he's just distracted.
Mm-hmm. And that distraction could be like with the, iPad, video games,
Yeah,
and all those
we have so
things.
many distractions right now: social media,
Yeah,
TV.
everything. Like I know my son plays video games at his father's house, and then he when he's with his iPad, he likes fishing. Anything about fishing, right? But he's been able, because I asked him to do an hour of reading. I said, pick 5 words of that reading that you're doing and then write me a sentence, right? I always say that to him. But he has also been able to write a song for himself and pick a beat and write a song based on that beat.
Wow, that's impressive.
So he's been able to do that. And he's asked his dad, for some guidance, but he wrote a whole song already by just listening to a beat. And he's like, well, mom, you know what's going to happen? He said, I can't really play that song because that beat doesn't belong to me.
That's what you say.
So then I'm kind of stuck too, because I'm like, okay, well, so then that means that you're going to have to make your own beat. Like I can ask him like, hey, make your own beat. But that's also tougher because he has to use a different part of his brain, like a different patience, a different type of creativity.
Yeah, but if you don't push them, they're not gonna get it.
Yeah, you're right. But
If you
he
don't push
like I tell you, like he since he was a baby, I know that he picked up the rhythm, like songs. He will move his foot like by the rhythm, he will hum by the
from
rhythm.
from what you tell me, push him towards drumming.
Okay.
Push him towards bass guitar.
Okay. Yeah.
Push him towards bass or acoustic guitar, and let him learn how to make beats.
Okay.
He's gonna be fascinated when he learns how to make beats.
Yeah, he's playing the drums now. And
I'll advise you to download this, buy a software for him, or it's called Fruity Loops.
What is it called?
Fruity Loops, FL Studio.
Okay.
FL Studio. Just download FL, look for it, buy it for him. And since he spends time online trying to play games and all of that, he can spend time online trying to figure it out. It's so easy. It's very, very easy. And you will be surprised we start making beats. And you'll be surprised, oh, he makes beats now.
Yeah.
Let him buy FL Studio. Since you notice that he likes rhythm, that can help him create more passion for music. The fact that he can actually create something or recreate something that he hears.
Yeah. Yeah. And thank you for that advice, because even I know me as a parent, I know that I have the question, but I know a lot of other parents have questions like similar like that to their kids and stuff like that. But I appreciate your advice and help with this. So thank you so much. So everybody that's watching, thank you for watching today. And make sure you go and follow Demola. Do I say it right, or is it Spanish way that I say it?
Yeah, however you say it is cool. It's called Demola.
Demola, yes.
Yeah, that's it. Demola, that's it. Demola.
Yeah, Demola, the violinist. And you can follow him. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll be able to see him as one of my followers. So go ahead and follow him. Even on TikTok, follow him too. I think that you are really, like you're a person of, I thank you for even accepting my invitation to come and speak with everybody and my guests and all of my subscribers. But mostly I just want to say thank you for being humble and staying true to who you are is very, very important, because I know so many people lose that once they hit a success that is high enough, so I appreciate that, and I hope life continues to be successful with you and become whoever it is that you're gonna become. I know I will see you one day on TV, or the MTV Awards or whatever, somewhere. I'm sure I'm gonna see you. But if you ever come here to Schenectady, New York, let me know. If you ever go to Puerto Rico, let me know too. We'll be there supporting you.
Where are you from? Where are you based now?
Right now I'm in Schenectady, New York.
You're in New York?
Schenectady.
You know
Albany, New York?
Oh, I know Albany.
Okay, so near Albany, New York. Yeah,
Okay, no problem.
yeah, it's not far
I
from
was,
Albany,
I
New
was
York.
in Albany. I was in Albany in 2017, I guess. 2016,
2017.
2017, yeah. But I've been to New York a lot of times. I've not been to New York. I've been to New York once this year, but after the whole Corona, I've not been to New York.
Yeah, you have to come around, and if you come around, we'll definitely like I'll try to figure something out where we can have you as a guest and just, just enjoy yourself and even I don't know, inspire young minds and young viewers and young kids. Because for me, I feel like a lot of kids need more of us. A lot of kids need more people like us who are truly realistic. I'm not trying to be fake. I'm not like a lot of my kids love me because I keep it real with them. I say, hey, just because you made a mistake, that doesn't mean that you are a bad student, that you are a bad kid, that you're not gonna make it anywhere. I said, making mistakes actually is a good thing because then you know what not to do again, or you learn from that mistake.
So,
And I say, and you can move forward, you can do anything that you want to do. And I'm like, I'm trying to always find people who are going to speak for them, to them too, not for them, but to them, and say, wow, he looks like me. She looks like me. I can do it.
yeah,
Nobody told me how to start my YouTube channel. I just started it just to share about health and wellness and working out and just keeping it real, sharing our truth, sharing your truth, and having that platform of just doing something for people like us Latinos, because I came from an orphanage and I know what it is not to have nothing. I
your
know what it
story is
is not
your
to
story.
have no sneakers,
Yes,
dirty from head to toe. Even like I'm
very so
telling you, listen, I'll tell you, like even like the place in Guatemala, where Guatemala is, Central America, just living in the streets, I found it. Even though I was struggling, we were struggling and we lived in the streets. Every time it poured, meaning like it rained, I'm sure in Nigeria it happens too. When it rains, it rains. So you see those big puddles on the floor? That was my shower time. That was like we were like on the floor swimming like fishes. Like that's what I said, like fishes. We were just like swimming, swimming, and swimming. Like we love the rain. And a lot of people won't be able to understand. Like some people will be like, ew, that's disgusting. But to us, that was something that was
That's
awesome.
fun.
That
I
was
did
fun.
love it.
You
Yeah,
know what I mean? So even though we were struggling and we were in a position where we couldn't change, how we were growing up, um, we found happiness with what was given to us. And I thank the big man out there to like keeping me safe and being here in front of you and in front of other people. So thank you for actually doing this and being my guest. I hope to have you one day again, and then we'll do this again to see
just
where you are.
stay in contact, stay in
Thank you
contact.
so much. I appreciate it. Do you have any word of advice, anything else you want to say to people?
Yeah, last words I want to say to people is just keep believing so much in yourself. There's so much inside of you that the world needs. Everyone is born into this world for a reason. All you just need to do is find that reason and believe so much in yourself. Second thing is I don't I'm not religious, but I believe that, we there's a superpower somewhere, and whatever God you serve, whatever whatever you believe in, just be thankful. Thankful for life, be thankful for the gift you have, be thankful for everything you have, and let's spread love amongst ourselves. Love is all that matters. Let's throw away all our haughtiness, our pride, and let's embrace our different cultures. Let's embrace ourselves. Let's spread love. Love is all that we need in this whole world to keep going.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
saying? So these three things: believe in yourself, know that you're created for a purpose, never look down on yourself, be grateful to God, be grateful to, the maker that made you, be grateful for every single thing you have. That is the source, the only source of happiness. Happiness does not come from money, does not come from people love me, fame. Happiness comes from within. And it's grateful, gratitude to God, thankful for life. And third thing, let's spread love amongst ourselves. Let's love ourselves. Let's embrace
Yes.
each other. Thank you so
Yes.
much, Rosa. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And I agree with everything that you say. Let's spread love, because if we have more love in this world, we will be way better off. And if we work together, I think we will become such a power that nobody could ever stop us. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
thank you. Thank you so much for being here. And I appreciate it. Okay. So
Thank
have a
you.
blessed night, everybody. And we'll see you another time. Thank you.
Yeah, bye.
Bye. We'll see you.
Yeah.